Have you ever played a game like, say, in Diablo 3, where you can just change the way that every single piece of your gear looks without changing any of the stats at all? In this video, I'm going to be talking about the two Transmogrification plugins that will allow you to change all of your gear and your weapons to look however you want them to look, including the weapon animations. As you can see in this clip here, it looks like I'm holding a staff with infinity robes, when in reality, I'm just wearing some common melee gear. So if you go to the Runelite plugin hub down here, and you search Transmogrification, there goes this one right here. Just hit install, and install after a few seconds. All the settings that you want to play with are going to be accessed from this wrench in the corner of your worn equipment tab. So the first thing you want to do once you've had the plugin installed, make sure you are not wearing any equipment at all. Well, I mean, the ring slot and the ammo slot obviously aren't going to matter, but basically what it's going to want you to do is hit this button here to save your default state. So the plugin's going to know what your character build looks like without any armor equipped. So that, for example, it won't give you the male version of a certain chest piece if you're using a female character, or vice versa. Next thing to know is that this is the Transmogrification button. So when you click on this, it'll activate whatever changes that you've made to the character. When you deactivate it, it'll make them invisible on your character. So for example, just click here. Let's choose the Santa hat. When I hit this button, my character will now be wearing a Santa hat. Click that button off. The Santa hat's gone. Obviously, the Santa hat is only going to be visible to me. No other players will be able to see what I'm wearing. But for me, on my screen, I'll be able to make my character look however I want it to. You can even change hairstyles if I clear the head here to whatever kind of hairstyles you want to use, or even go bald, or whatever you want to do. Let's choose a hairstyle that has something, maybe like a ponytail. Yeah, okay, let's go with that. So let's say that you want a medium helmet now. You see how the ponytail is sticking through the helmet like that? Well, what you can do is then right click the head and say follow armor for hair. And now it'll get rid of whatever hair is going to be sticking through or clipping through the armor pieces. Sometimes it might glitch out, and for example, if I go to clear head now, my head is now invisible. You can always fix this by turning this button off and then turning it back on again. And it just resets it. And here, as you can see, I just put on some random stuff here. And as soon as you turn off that button, it'll turn everything back to normal, turn it back on. And there you go. That's how you can set this up. And as you can see, no matter what I'm wearing, like say if I was going to go train some Slayer, this button will always change it back to being whatever the heck I want it to be. And also, you don't only have this one set, you have 4 presets that you can save to. So for example, go to number 4, you can see there's nothing there. If I go to preset number 1, you can see there's some stuff there that I was using previously for a different clip. If the hair looks weird or the chest piece is kind of glitching out, you can always right click, set the follow armor. Same thing here, follow armor for hair. And there you go. There's not going to be any glitchy stuff anymore. Now this plugin is obviously going to be useful for any content creators, since they can just switch between their characters so easily without having to actually switch their gear around and carry a bunch of stuff in their inventory. But it's also good for some people that might hate the way that their gear looks, even though it's like the best in slot for them at the time. And so this way they can just change it to be whatever the hell they want it to be, and they'll still have the amazing stats that their gear has regardless of how it looked in the first place. There's also a plugin that will swap your weapon animation and skins for your weapons. So right now, obviously, I still have the whip equipped, but it looks like a scythe. To make this one work, all you just got to do is hit the green plus symbol to add a weapon. Now you can use this option here to set it for a specific weapon. So for example, if I only want this swap to happen when I'm using an abyssal whip, then this way, every time that I take out my abyssal whip, it'll change what I'm holding to, let's say, Ceradome God Sword, for example. Or if I just press the button right beside where it says model swap, this is another way I can just change my weapon. So this way, anything that I'm holding, even if I unequip my whip, it still looks like I'm holding a Ceradome God Sword. So yeah, you can just set it to whatever item you want. Go for the classic here, just use the Scythe of Atur. Of course, the animation isn't exactly the same, is it? Using the ballista, what does that look like? What? That looks so weird. Oh, there we go. So the attack now looks more like a Scythe of Atur's proper attack there. Even though I am still technically using a whip right now. Now, it seems like maybe these two plugins don't want to work together. It seems like I might have broken the plugin for the armor. Oh, okay, I think I found the fix for it. So here, so let's say you activate your armor skin and then you activate the weapon skin. I guess turning on the weapon skin is going to break the armor plugin, but you can just unequip a piece of gear, put it back on, and there you go. Now your armor's changed back to normal. And yeah, there you go. Now, so this one's fine now. I guess they're a little glitchy when used together, but there's an easy fix. If you just take off a piece of gear and put it back on, it'll fix it. All right, just want to say thanks for watching, and I hope that you guys will have as much fun with this plugin as I definitely will be having. Look at this. Look how ridiculous this looks. This is definitely one of my favorite plugins, if not my favorite one right now, man. Just the amount of ridiculous stuff that you can make. I know it's only you that's going to look like this, but still, it's just amazing.